10 lead. His second touchdown catch of the season. Wilson. And wrestled down at the 10.
Well. As some of you may know, for the past few months, SportsDEGENS has been printing cash in the exciting world of sports betting. What you all probably don't know, however, is that we've been doing so without much help from major leagues like the NBA and NFL. The drought is over. The NFL season is finally here, and millionaires will be made. Let's take a journey to find out how. First, we need to recognize and understand the structure of the NFL. The game is a very intense, straining, high-impact game that can take a huge toll on the human body. Because of this, even at a professional level, the consensus is to tread lightly, as each team only plays 17 games during the regular season. This is a huge difference, as in comparison, the NBA plays 82 games, MLB 162, MLS 34, and the National Hockey League pushing 82. The contrast is insane. When you do the math, all of this points to the fact that each NFL game is at least 5 times more important than all of the other leagues on average. The competition can get serious each game. As a result, every player and team treats each game as life and death, especially at the start and end of the season. So if you see a prop you like on the over, depending on the scenario, it tends to be a very good bet. Now, at the start of the season, the books haven't dissected the hierarchy of the teams. You can speculate all you want, but at the start of the season, you can't differentiate for sure which teams are good and bad. This means that for a certain time frame, there is a big window of opportunity to take advantage of, because the books aren't as sharp. This highlights the importance of being on your A game at the start of the season to maximize profits. It would be wise to use your human intuition and research to spot players, teams, and narratives that hold value. For example, Odell Beckham recently transferred from the Baltimore Ravens to the Miami Dolphins on account of his one-year contract coming to an end. This means that 2 things are certain. The Ravens and Dolphins are more volatile. At SportsDEGENS, we believe the Baltimore Ravens, who were the #1 regular season team last year, are worse off without OBJ, and conversely, the Dolphins are much better as a result of the Tyreek Hill and OBJ combo. This intuition is one of the many things that impact our plays, and if you are sharp, you should be taking things like this into consideration. This way, you are staying ahead, and if you see a prop that already looks good, you can pull the trigger. This advice goes hand in hand with something else too, and that's the fact that you should always place your bets early. Why? Because the books are known for constantly changing their props and lines in proportion to how close the next game is and the volume of bets being placed by other people. They always get sharper as time goes on. For NFL, they usually give you a good 4 days to place your entries. Utilize that to your full advantage. You already know we will. So, we've covered how you should be moving in the early season, but what about in the middle of the season? Well, there are good windows of opportunity in the middle of the season as well, but it requires you to be quick and agile. The main thing is reacting to unexpected, expected events that'll happen during the season. Let me explain. The main thing is reacting quickly to injuries that people aren't prepared for. Since injuries happen virtually every single season, the event is predictable. It's just a matter of acting fast when it happens and understanding the effects that'll ripple out. It's so easy, it's comical. For example, on 9/11, during the New York Jets' first game, star quarterback Aaron Rodgers sustained a season-ending injury by tearing his Achilles. Before the start of the season, there were really high hopes for Rodgers and the team. You can imagine how the share stock of that narrative nose dived after the news. Those that analyzed the chaos and the effects it would have on not just the Jets, but the rest of the league, easily made huge profits. Finally, how can we capitalize on the end of the NFL season? It's common sense. Just capitalize on the chaos. Towards the end of the season, after about 2/3 of the games have played out, it's pretty simple and easy to know which teams have a chance of making the playoffs and which teams are better off ranking for better draft odds. This marks the start of the playoff rush and also what we like to call the playoff suicide. What you want to do is, with the teams that have a good chance of making it, lean towards the over on them and the players, especially if they are faced with a suicide team. The former team is incentivized to play hard and the latter to take it easy. If the matchup appears to be two teams that have a fighting chance, lean towards the over because it'll be a hard, long, and seriously competitive game. If both teams aren't looking good for the playoffs, we advise to ignore what we've been saying, and if anything, shoot towards lower, because both teams want good draft odds or might not care about the outcome of the game. These are the basic tips on how to navigate the NFL and sports betting. Of course, there is a mountain of things that can give you an edge, but if we listed them all, the Cowboys would win a Super Bowl before we are done. Luckily, we do all of that shit in SportsDEGENS, but if you use the advice in this video, you'll do really well yourself. Appreciate you for watching. Join SportsDEGENS below to get rich with us. Also, one more tip, if Mahomes is in the Super Bowl, do not fade him. Matter of fact, us at SportsDEGENS will make a bold prediction that Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs will win the whole thing this season and secure the first ever three-peat in the NFL Super Bowl. See you soon, fuck the house. We are on a mission to keep winning.